I'm getting that stopping thing down. I'm getting that stopping thing down. Get off me, light. Thought you was gonna have me. But my ass end was kind of sliding around a little bit. But I stopped. But my rear end was kind of too hot to handle right there. Too cold to hold. There's a copper. I'm gonna wave at the cop. I like cops. What can I say? I like cops. That cop kind of looked at me like I was crazy. But I probably shouldn't do that, because now that I think about it, oftentimes when somebody's waving at the cop, they want the cop to stop. So maybe I shouldn't do that, because I certainly don't want the cop to stop. I waved at you, and then I said, you know what, I probably shouldn't wave at him, because everybody who's waving at cops generally wants him to come here. So have a great day, man. All right, guys, been out riding around, and you know what's up now. Tuesday tail time. Time to tell a little story, a little joke, see if I can't put a smile on your face. So today, I got a little bit of a story and a joke for you. A story and a joke for you. So first I'm going to tell the joke. And then I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to my wife and I last night. So, here's the joke. Here's the joke. It's one of my favorite dumb blonde jokes. So this kind of rich lady, she's a rich blonde lady. She's in Florida, and she's been going to several custom shoes stores, because she wants to get some alligator shoes, right? So she finally goes, after the third or fourth custom shoe place. She's not really happy, and she's getting frustrated because all of the shoes, the alligator shoes that she's finding, are just not her style. Some are cheaply made, some are too expensive. So she finally kind of voices her opinion to one of the shoe store owners, and he was like, you know what, ma'am? Maybe you should just try and go get your own shoes, and because apparently what I have here is not good enough for you. And she says, you know what? I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out and catch my own alligator and get my own shoes for free. And he says, well, I think that's a great idea. So she takes off, and he's leaving his store a couple hours later, and he's driving by the swamp, and he looks out, and lo and behold, there's this lady out waist high in the water with this shotgun. And so as he's pulling up to watch this lady, he happens to see this 9-foot alligator kind of swimming up behind her, and lo and behold, she goes whap, pow, and blasts that alligator. So as she's dragging it out of the water, and she pulls it out of the water, he happens to notice there's 7 or 8 alligators right next to the one that she dragged up, and all of them are flipped upside down, belly up. And she flips this one upside down, belly up. And she says, dang it! This one's barefoot too.
Oh my God!
Okay. Yes. No.
Boo!
Yes. No.
Terrible, man.
Well, I don't know if you like that one or not. I like it. So I'm gonna tell you a true story of what happened to my wife and I last night. We have, I work at an awesome place with my cousin. She owns the place that I work at, and every year she throws a Christmas party for all of her employees. And so we're at this Christmas party, and we're staying at this really, really nice hotel. It has become my favorite hotel in Sacramento. And last year was the first year we had ever stayed there. And literally, the room that we were in was probably about as big as my bike. We walked in and we're like, is this it? But it was a super duper cool room. Well, last night we had an awesome room. It was bigger than I had anticipated. I was expecting to have another small room. And the particular room that we had overlooked a main street, and we could see our car where we had parked it. And so we had finished dinner and finished celebrating and all that, and my wife and I had gone back to our room, and we were getting ready for bed, and she happens to look outside the curtains, and she looks down, and there's somebody trying to break into our Explorer, right? And she says, babe, and she's looking out the window. She says, there's somebody trying to break into our Explorer. And I'm like, get out of here. And so I got up and I looked, and sure enough, there was somebody trying to break into our Explorer. So my wife grabs our ignition key, and she's trying to, because on some keys you have the options to, unlock the door, lock the door, and then there's the emergency alarm button. So she's kind of in panic mode, and she's trying to hit the emergency alarm button, and bless her heart, my sweet and beautiful wife hits the unlock door. And we, from the 7th story up in this building, are watching as this person opens up our door, because my wife had unlocked it, and gets into our truck or our Explorer. So I'm like, all right. So I put on my shoes and had some shorts on. At the time I had a shirt on, and I start running down the 7 flights of stairs. And I get down there really quickly. And I get to my car, and this person, come to find out it was a girl, is in my truck. And I'm looking upstairs, and I'm like trying to tell my wife, unlock the door, because at that time she had locked the door. So the person is inside my truck, and she's passed out. And I'm looking up, and I'm like, unlock the door so I can get in. So she ends up unlocking the door, and I said, ma'am. And she looked at me, and I said, ma'am, you got to get out of this car. This is not your car. You got to get out of this car. And this poor girl, she's probably in between 25 and 30, and she was the drunkest that I've ever seen anybody. And I'm gonna tell you what, when I'm not too proud about this, but I've been around a lot of drunk people. My friends and I, we kind of got carried away every now and then. But this poor girl, I tried to get her to say anything, and all she could say was yes, no, and she couldn't string together any sentences. So I ended up getting her out of the vehicle, and I walked her to the park, which is where my vehicle was parked, and I sat her down on this curb, and I was trying to get, she had her phone out, and I was asking her, are you by yourself? Who are you out partying with? And anyway, long story short, the cops came because my wife had called 911, and this poor girl ended up getting arrested, for being intoxicated in public. I had actually called, she had opened up her phone, and I had actually ended up talking to her aunt, because I'm scrolling through trying to find a mom or a dad or a boyfriend, and I found an aunt. So I called her, and that poor lady was up in Tahoe, and so she texted me her husband's phone number on this girl's phone, and I called him, and he was on his way down, but by that time 4 cops had showed up, and one of the cops was trying to be nice to the girl, and I think he ended up arresting her because I honestly think he was really, really concerned with her health. So, moral to the story, 2 things. Alligators don't wear shoes. They're generally barefoot. And if you're going to go out and party and maybe drink, make sure you go out with some other friends, somebody that's close to you. That way you both can look out after each other. And try not to get so drunk. Try not to celebrate so much that you're not really cognitive of what's going on. Because something really, really bad could have happened to that girl. You know, a bad person could have taken extreme advantage of that poor girl. So, anyway, I hope you liked this message. I hope you liked my joke. And if you did, hit like or subscribe or wherever those buttons are, and come back next time. I try and post Tuesday Tales every Tuesday. So anyway, I'm pretty sure my bike's going to start. I'm pretty sure we don't have these problems anymore. So I'm going to get on and go out and ride a little bit more and have some fun. It's Sunday, and so I'm going to go for a little Sunday ride. Here we go. Put this puppy in neutral and give her a shot. Here we go. Awesome, awesome. All right, fam. Till next time, have a delicious one.